Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about top 10 most haunted places in Japan. But before we get into today's video, to those who are new to this channel, please feel free to click on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you would be notified about the latest updates. So without any delay, let's get right into the video. The Aokigahara Forest or Suicide Forest is located northwest of the mighty Mount Fuji. Spread across a huge area of about 35 square kilometers, the forest of Aokigahara is so thick with foliage that it is also called the Sea of Trees. The forest holds a reputation of being home to Yurei, which according to Japanese mythology means ghosts of the dead. As per official records, around 105 bodies were discovered from the forest back in the year 2003, and most of them were severely decomposed or eaten by wild animals. Most of the Japanese spiritualists are of the belief that these suicides have permeated Aokigahara's trees, which in return has given birth to paranormal activities. The Innokin Pass Tunnel is located in the Miyawaka town of Fukuoka Prefecture through a mountain into remote areas. It's said to be Japan's most haunted tunnel. It is a famous place where people have been killed or burnt to death, and many murders took place here. It's called the most horrifying place in the area, and the reports of haunting stories are never ending. On December 7, 1988, 5 boys tried to steal a car from an engineer without success, then later abducted and tortured him, finally burning him to death with gasoline. In 2000, a dead body was abandoned in the nearby dam. The word Inunaki means dog bark. The tunnel is no longer in use, and after many trespassers, the tunnel is now sealed with concrete blocks. The tunnel was the setting for a new Japanese horror movie called Howling Village, 2019. After the movie, the tunnel became a tourist hotspot and it was crowded even during the pandemic. Men have exploited women since the dawn of time, but the story of the prostitutes or the Uron of Yamanashi still haunts people today. The Uron-Buchi Bridge is counted among the scariest places in Japan. The tale goes back to the 16th century when the area had gold mines that were run by the Takeda clan, who also ran brothels to keep the miners happy. After the Battle of Nagashino, the Takeda clan escaped from the area, but not before killing all the prostitutes so they wouldn't share the information about the mines. A large platform was constructed over the Yanagisawa River, near where it flows into the Ikinos River. Once it was completed, the prostitutes were invited to come and practice a dance for a farewell party. At the height of their dance, soldiers hacked away at the wisteria vines that held up the platform, causing it to collapse. All 55 women fell into the gorge below. Some were killed in the initial fall, but the others who survived the fall were swept away and killed when they went over the waterfall. Their bodies were found downstream by the villagers of Tabayama and they were fished out and buried. They later built a monument in memory of the victims. It is said that the wails and cries of the women can still be heard from the gorge below. The Nakagisaku Hotel site is an abandoned, unfinished hotel in Kaitane Keigasaku, Okinawa. It sits no more than 50 meters from the walls of Nakagisaku Castle. As of May 2020, the hotel has been fully demolished. There are few stories related to this abandoned building. One of the popular one is the story of the businessman from Naha. It is believed to have been built by a wealthy businessman from Naha in order to take advantage of the 1975 Okinawa Ocean Exposition. The hill directly south of Nakagisaku Castle was chosen as the construction site because of the view of both the Pacific Ocean and the East China Sea. There were warnings given by monks from a nearby Buddhist temple that the site was home to numerous graves and sacred sites, but they were initially ignored. After many construction accidents, The workers refused to finish the complex as they felt that the place was cursed. The businessmen tried to prove the place was not cursed by spending a night at the unfinished hotel only to go completely mad the next day and disappeared soon after. It now sits empty and overgrown by vegetation. World War II created a lot of destruction in Japan and left behind many dead soldiers. One such place which has witnessed this is the Camp Hansen in Okinawa. The camp is a United States Marine Corps base and supports over 6,000 Marines. It is said that a lone soldier appears in blood-stained World War fatigues and asks for cigarettes from those nearby. These sightings have been widely reported, and even courageous Marines refused to stand sentry at the gate. This eventually led to the closing of the Gate 3 where the soldier's ghost is sighted. Because of this, it is counted among the most haunted places in Japan. Within the Himeji Castle is an old well with a very intriguing tale of love and tragedy. It is also one of the most haunted places in Japan as it is where a ghost appears at night and screams. A long time ago, there lived a beautiful and young maid named Okiku, whose master is a samurai named Aoyama. He was known as cruel and brutal. The latter, coveting Okiku, made advances to him every day, wanting to make of her his mistress, but the young woman applied herself to refuse them cordially. Losing patience, the samurai set a trap for Okiku. In fact, the household had 10 extremely valuable plates, considered to be one of the family treasures, and their care was borne by the maid. Aoyama decided to hide one of the plates and then point out to Okiku that one was missing. In a panic, the latter started to count again the plates, breaking one being punishable by death, to arrive perpetually at the number of 9. Aoyama offers to cover Okiku, on condition that she becomes his mistress, but the poor lady refuses once again. The samurai, mad with rage, beats her and makes her hang over a well, torturing her and plunging her inside, and asks her one last time if she would finally become his mistress. Refusing again, he kills her and throws her body in the well. Since that day, Okiku's voice has been heard from the well, counting from 1 to 9 and then uttering a terrible shriek. Some legends say that a monk would have succeeded in conjuring the ghost by shouting 10 at the end of her counting, and the spirit, thus appeased, would have passed into the world of the dead. Others say that we still hear every night the desperate Okiku counting and crying. In the well of Himeji Castle is one of the most famous castle of Japan, which has thus become a tourist attraction. The last, but definitely not the least haunted place on the list is the round schoolhouse in Hokkaido. It was built in 1906 with a circular design. It was used as a school from the 1940s to the 1970s. For unknown reasons, it was shut down and left abandoned. The roads leading up to the school have been covered by the forest surrounding it, so the only way to get to the school now is by foot. Locals have witnessed mysterious lights, shadowy figures, and screams from the woods. Legend has it that children who had gone to play in the woods would end up never returning. Mediums have said that there is an overwhelming negative spiritual energy in the area. Many refuse to go back. Even those that come to explore the abandoned building end up disappearing without a trace. There have been abandoned cars whose owners never returned. There are also those that have come back from the visit and have become completely insane. There are many more incidents that had happened in this place, and this incident makes it to be one of the top spot in the list of haunted attractions in Japan. The Wii Ten Bosch is a theme park that is a tribute to the Japanese-Dutch relations. While the theme park is a beautiful place with tulip fields and happy attractions, it is also home to one of the most haunted places in Sasebo, Japan. A popular haunted house attraction, it uses technology to enhance the horror experience for its guests. It uses virtual reality to make things come alive and make you run with fear. It has several themes like the abandoned hospital, mansion of Japanese ghost stories, digital horror house, and prison ward. If you are looking for haunted house attractions in Japan but want something more exciting than the Wii Ten Bosch, then head to Fuji Q Highland theme park. The haunted house at the theme park is one of the best in the country and will truly leave you shaken. The house is based on a hospital theme and is inspired by a real hospital. At the base of Mount Fuji, where a hospital harvested body organs from unwitting patients, it is said that these patients come back to haunt the doctors, and that is the premise of the labyrinth. Just located outside of Tokyo, Himuro Mansion is believed to be one of the eeriest places in Japan. This mansion has witnessed some of the bizarre activities like occultist practices and gruesome murders. According to the local lore, the family in this mansion practiced the strangling ritual, Shinto, to seal off bad karma on Earth every 50 years. But the ritual got tainted as a lover once saved his maiden from being sacrificed. After this, the master killed everyone in the family and then took his own life. The ghost of the family member still lingers in the mansion and tries to attract people so as to complete the tainted ritual. Okay guys, that is all for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell to receive the latest update from my channel. See you soon in another interesting video. Bye.